All right, today's reaction video is by someone I respect a lot. A lot of people do not know this, that Redeemed Christian Church of God was actually one of the churches I attended in my early Christian journey. And in fact, I played the drums for Redeemed Church, Progress Hall Parish, I think, Ikotuigwe, for 8 years, 8 good years, you know. And I went for a bit of their Sunday school, what's it called now? Quiz challenge, you know, so they had people represent the different parishes for what would be like a Bible quiz, okay, you know. So I have like a sentimental attachment to this great ministry, and we want to hear this from Daddy Gio himself, something very profound. Take a look.
I remember an incident that happened, I think it was in 1976. There was a world conference of Pentecostals in Kenya.
First and foremost, a lot to say about that. 1976, where was I? I wasn't born. You know, it just tells you this is a legacy of faith. They've been doing this for a long time. Let's listen.
And some of us went from Nigeria, myself, Kumuyi, and several other people. And in those days, a Christian is supposed to carry a pocket Bible with him wherever he goes. And when we arrived there were all manners of people. So we woke up early one morning, and as usual, all the people who were there were talking and chatting. And I wanted to do my morning devotion. I wanted to study the Word of God. So I took my pocket Bible and I disappeared into the toilet. We were staying in a student's hostel, so there are many toilets there. I don't know for how long I was there. I didn't know there was somebody else also there with his own pocket Bible. But finally we flushed the toilet at the same time, came out at the same time. I looked at the fellow, he looked at me. In his hand was his pocket Bible. In my hand was my pocket Bible. The two of us began to laugh. That fellow was Brother Kumuyi. We went to hide so we can eat the Word of God. What's your meat?
All right, so now there's a lot to unpack from this. You see, first and foremost, something struck me. This is supposed to be some form of ministers' conference, or at best, at least, a Christian conference. But he said there were all sorts of people there. And I hate to say this, but I can relate. When you go to gatherings that are supposed to be Christian gatherings, and you see all sorts of people exhibiting all kinds of character and virtue, you know, and you just wonder. And even many ministers' conferences aren't any different, you see. And then, you know, just imagine having to run away from the noise from other supposed Christians or even ministers of the gospel. I mean, I see this a lot, and here is what I just want to say. Paul's charge to Timothy still applies here. He was talking to a young pastor in Timothy, and he says, take heed to yourself and to the doctrine by which you shall save yourself and them that hear you. You see, your first caution is to yourself. You see, sometimes we get caught up, you know, in ministry. You know, there's a man of God who would say this: don't be a professional pastor, be a pastor. Be a good Christian, be a pastor through and through, because you can master the theatrics, master, you know, just standing on a stage, holding a microphone, having the right tone, and just delivering or performing, you know. But when you discover that you are so, like I would often put it, high in office but low in virtue, you know that there is problem. Paul's charge to Timothy is take it to yourself. And then just looking at these two men of God, that story and how they eventually ended up. Like I would often say, if you do what they did, you see what they saw. And I've realized not many people who claim to want to do the bidding of God, who claim to want to go the ends of the world preaching the gospel, there are not many people actually truly mean what they say. You know, they say it, and when they say it, maybe it's the reward just from saying it. It tickles their fancy. They feel good about themselves saying it, but I hate to put it to you, you may never really fulfill up to 100th of God's plan for your life if you don't wake up every day remembering the sacredness of your call and putting in the necessary work. What are the odds that in a place full of ministers, these two men of God found themselves in a secret place. Do you have a secret place? Think about that.